Hey guys, this is Ash from inspector-training.com. Welcome to part 4 of our video series on API SIRE Source Inspector Rotating Equipment Examination. Here we are going to go through the tutorial. This is the first document that you see before starting your actual exam. So after the ID verification via your driving license and passport, asking you a few security question, ask you to show your pocket, empty your pocket, and pull up your sleeve so you're not hiding anything, and also take your glasses if you're wearing one. You start the exam, but before that, you see on the screen on the desktop is the name of the exam, which is API SIRE, and also your name, the candidate's name. So once you confirm that's the exam and that's you, then it takes you to a tutorial. And exam tutorial is actually telling you how the buttons work, options work, what option you have when you're solving the question, what each icon means, and all that. Better to look at the tutorial before the exam because it takes the stress off a bit from you. At that point, you are focused on the exam. This tutorial is approximately 10 minutes, or if you click the finish section, as you can see here, and then it will ask you twice, are you sure you want to finish it? You cannot return back to it. And if you confirm, this tutorial is concluded and the exam starts immediately. What you see in the tutorial is that it's telling you when the exam starts, you see the test name. Here it says 510, but actually you will see API SIRE Source Inspector Rotating Equipment on the left-hand top corner, and on the right hand, you'll see just below the finish section your name here. And in the middle, you'll see the time remaining as you go along. And the clock keeps ticking until you are run out of time. And by that time, once the clock is 0, the exam is automatically deemed concluded, and you can't progress any further, and that's it. 30 minutes before, and then 15 minutes, and then 5 minutes before the exam, you receive a warning that this is you just got so many minutes left, and then the clock, once it turns 0, that's it. So this is how the exam looks like. The question on the numbers on the left column, and if the question is in a green box, that means you haven't answered it yet. If it is pointed like this, number 2, it means you are at that question number. And then you can click the button next at the bottom of each page. So go to next page or previous page. If you have opted for translation, and if you are bilingual, there's only 3 types of, I think, languages left is available: Chinese, Korean, and Spanish. So you should be able to see the questions and the answers in both languages. I mean, one of these languages, plus obviously the primary language, which is English. So the time remaining, we just told you about, this is the time remaining. And it gets closer to 0 as you go along. And mouse, when you move the mouse, you've got a cursor, and as you see, same as any other desktop or laptop, so nothing new. if a question is too long, the question and answer, it says this page requires scrolling. So in order for you to see the question and all the answers, you need to scroll down. This is a reminder that it didn't fit in the on page. There is an icon of calculator. Not that you need it for this exam, but you can click on this, and it's a nice side calculator for addition, subtraction. As you can see here, it pops up, and then if you click on that, on the cross, on the X, then it goes up. And we have 4 types of icons here. Here on question 26 is pointed, so that means you are at question 26. If it turned black, that means you have answered question 27. Question 28 is unanswered, okay? And question 29 flags off. So if you are in doubt, there is a flag off button that you can click, so that at the end, you go to that question and look at it once again. Always answer every question you go through, including the flagged off question, because there is no negative marking. And if you didn't have time, there are chances that you got it right, so you increase your chance of passing the exam. So if you have, say, 4 answers here, and you click on one of the boxes here, if you select C and click on that, then that box turns color into, say, sometimes yellowish. So that is the answer you have chosen, okay? If you want to select another one, then you click again on C and it turns white, then you can say click on A, B, or D, and then those turn the color that C is now. If there is multiple question answer, it will always tell you in the question that select the 2 that apply. So that means you have to select 2 in order to get the full mark. If you select 1 only, and you don't see that, or you miss that, and even the answer you selected is correct, then you don't get a full mark. I haven't seen any multi-choice questions. I heard there are a few ones that they have introduced recently in some of the exams. There is a drag and drop also, might be, but I haven't seen it yet either. So, for example, you click, you keep the cursor on December and pull it down to the box where it says month of the year, the same for June, and horse and dog goes to animals. And this is what it should look like after you do that. So that means you have answered it. If such a question comes. Connecting the dots. For example, if you want to connect the dog to canine, then you click on dog, then click on canine, and it connects them. Same way, if you click on cow and click on bovine, it connects it. Now, if you want to change your answer, for example, you don't want to connect the dog to canine, but to feline, so you click on canine, so it deactivates it. The dog is already activated, so then you click on feline and you connect dog to feline. It is one of my favorite flagging questions, flag of mark. So if you click on that, it turns color. And also on the question, as you see here, say question number 1 is flagged off. And this is when you are in doubt about the answer that you have chosen. You can flag it off, allow 15-20 minutes before the exam finishes. This is 120 questions in 195 minutes, so you're expected to do at least 40 questions per hour. So keep the pace. I would suggest that you spend not more than 1 minute per question on average. So you have plenty of time at the end to look at all those flagged up questions that you are in doubt. Answer them anyway, because as I said, there is no negative marking, and if you are short of time, at least you have answered them, and there is a chance that you were right. Highlighting text, you can keep the cursor, say, on first word, and then keep dragging it while pressing the cursor, the mouse. Then it will highlight that area if you want to focus. I don't know how useful is that, but if you want to focus on those highlight them. This I found striking out particularly useful. For example, if you have 4 answers and you're not sure which one is correct, then you might want to use your power of deduction and to first single out those answers that you think is wrong. For example, in this case, if you think A and C is definitely wrong, then you put the cursor on A and right click, it strike it off. Do the same on C, strike it off, and then that might help you to concentrate to choose between B and C. You can always provide feedback. That's feedback. You can leave a comment. If you click on that, it comes like this. If you click on X, it will vanish. So if you want to leave a comment, but please remember that it's coming off your time. So any time that you spend leaving the room, going for toilet or drinking water, it's coming off your time. The clock does not stop. You cannot pause the exam. So use your time wisely, and recommend that you go to toilet, have enough water, sustain water. You can take a bottle of water with you during the exam, and so that you don't need to go out. And lastly, at the end, you can see a section review. Okay, and with this icon, this section review. So I would suggest that you click on unattempted and filter it by unattempted. So make sure that there is absolutely no question left unattempted. There's nothing there. And then you can click on flag questions and allow 15 to 20 minutes to look at those flag up questions. So you have a peace of mind, you're not panicking, and have a look at them once more to see if you have answered these questions to the best of your knowledge. That was the end of the tutorial. If you want to end the exam, before the time runs out, you can click on Finish Section, and it will ask you that would you like to finish the section or no. So if you say no, it will take you back to exam or to this tutorial, and if you say yes, I would like to finish this section, then it will give you another warning saying that if you select this finish section, your answers will be submitted. You will not be able to return to this section. You can cancel it, or you say no, I still insist on, and click on finish section, and that's it. Your exam is finished. So it's 195 minutes, or if you finish it earlier. I wouldn't recommend doing that, finishing it earlier. Try to utilize. Doesn't matter how confident you are, you will be surprised to know that if you look at some of the flagged up questions, you find that, oh, you made some silly mistake, and rectify that. So you increase your chance. Why not use the time that be allocated to you rather than finish it half an hour or more earlier. So that was the end of the tutorial, guys, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you.